Judge Coleman. We know that you have been doing so many things wrong, and it's up to our people to try to work it out so that all of the cases that you have been presiding over, that these cases will be overturned. And we are hoping and wishing for this, and we are working toward trying to see to it that these things be done, is what things is all about. Craig Brunson, we would like to, well, first of all, before we say anything about Craig Brunson, we'd like to say Frank Stimley, friend, you know, you've been doing a great job. You've been doing wonderful and all, but you watch out that you don't have peoples out here, you know, you did a great job working in against Enoch Sanders, so, you know, like, I'm not going to say anything wrong or bad about you, because you was only doing what these other peoples was paying you to do, I guess. But what I'm telling you is I wouldn't advise you to allow people to talk against, I mean, to pay you to be in against anyone like Enoch Sanders, because one of the last things I would like to do would be to be against you, Mr. Frank Stimley, because you have tried to do, from what I know, you have tried to work in with our organization and tried to help us get some funds in that we very urgently need, is what the situation is all about. But as I've told you earlier, Mr. Frank Stimley, Craig Brunson must go. You know, you're not able to have people like Craig Brunson working with you and then keep your organization and your self up also, because Craig Brunson, you know, because because I've talked against his father, because I've, you know, did reports against his father, which I must report the news as it come in, is what things is all about. And since I have done things, I mean, you know, what we're saying is Craig Brunson have come up to my friend and he asked my friend not to be with me. You know, Craig Brunson is out looking for ways to hurting Enoch Sanders. Well, I'm going to tell you, you are not going to be able to look at any assets that belongs to Enoch Sanders or anything and say, Enoch, if you don't stop talking about Judge Coleman, or you don't stop talking about Craig Brunson, or you don't stop talking about Frank Brunson, or you don't stop talking about Ed Peters, or you don't stop talking about King Ditto, we're going to get you. We're going to take everything you got. Well, take it. I don't care. I ain't got nothing, no way. And whatever I might have, you can get that too. Whatever I might get in the future. You don't own me like I'm no nigger. I am not a slave. You know, we have a security guard up to the University Hospital named Clancy. He's a nigger. You know, that security guard is a nigger, is what it's all about. And we call him Nigger Clancy. And we are going to see to it that he don't be up to the University Hospital anymore. And if I was Clancy, I would hire you, Craig Brunson. You know, I hope he wouldn't hire Frank Stimley, though. Because, you know, really, I don't want to be talking against Frank Stimley. I have the utmost of respect for him, and I'm not out here to sling no mud in his direction. I'm just telling him like it is. I'm being straight up with him. But I don't care who you is, what your name is, or whatever the case might be. You swing it my way, it's coming back for you. And once it starts to coming back at you, it's going to take an act of Congress or an act of God to stop it. to stop me from talking, because I'm going to keep on talking. They don't call me the big mouth of the South for nothing and all. And security guard, we have contacted the University Hospital, and they claim they don't want to hold up for nigger Clancy. That's a security guard, supposed to be a black security guard. I've looked in the dictionary for the word nigger. I didn't find it in this dictionary. I looked in the professional secretary dictionary for the word nigger. I didn't find it in that one. But I know it's a low-class person. And that's what Clancy is, that works as a security guard at the University Hospital. He studied constantly doing people's wrong, going and coming, and no one is doing nothing about it. We're going to put up a protest against this. We're going to have something done about it. It's time out for all these security guards up at the University Hospital to be abusing and misusing the peoples. It's time out for these things, is what we are saying. We're going to start calling these peoples out. We're going to put their names up on the screens. We're going to put their addresses up on the screen. That's what we're going to be doing. And make sure that these kind of things don't happen anymore around here, is what things is all about. So we are telling you all now, stop messing over our peoples, is what things is all about. It's time out for messing over people because of the color of their skin or because of how much money that they have. I looked in this book here. This is a French book. I was looking for the word nigger. See, was it in there? I didn't find it. I was looking in there to see about some of the laws and rules and regulations in this country. I wasn't able to find it. Find what is going on. When people like Quincy is able to have people locked up for no apparent reason, unjustly, is what things is all about. I've called up to the hospital to ask them to get rid of this man, but they haven't did it yet. I don't know if they're going to hold an investigation against this person or not. Next week we will have contacted the people that's in charge of the hospital and asking them about what are they going to do, because we are going to stage a demonstration against the hospital for this nigger called Clancy up there. He's not going to stay up there. We're not going to allow him to do that and be able to get rid of our people. We have some name of some peoples that was in cahoots with him up there. And we're going to try to get these names. It should be 4 names of 4 different peoples. We showed them on the Struggles Continues, we did. And now we're on Sound and Speak talking about them, is what it's all about. You know, investigator James, you know, he was one of the names, one of the men that was that took the word of Officer Clancy to that locked this person up in the New County Jail. Locked him up without a trial. He didn't see the judge, without due process. These is kind of things that they're doing at the New County Jail right now. I'm trying to get in contact with the person that's in charge, Macmillan, right now, to see why is he doing this because of nigger Clancy say to lock somebody else up, lock another black man up, then they going along with it. We can no longer, you know, allow these things to happen. We are asking for peoples like Craig Brunson to stop siding with the wrong team. Craig Brunson, you know, you can't go around talking about Enoch Sanders behind my back, talking about Enoch Sanders to Richard Barrett, trying to turn my friend Richard Barrett against me. Craig Brunson, this is not going to happen. Richard Byrd is going to help me attack your assets, Craig Brunson. And we're trying to keep Frank Stimley out of this. I am choosing not to attack Frank Stimley, his assets or anything. So, Frank Stimley, you understand what I'm saying. I'm not going for you. You need to stay out of my way. I'm not in your way. I'm not messing with you. Don't let anyone pay you to spread lies or do things out against me. If I start to getting on people, I'm gonna do what it takes to take them out the picture, to see to it that they be banned from practicing law in this community. I'm working on things like that right now. So, may a hint be sufficient, is what things is all about. I don't have anything against you, Frank Stimley. You know, you did what I wanted you to do. You delivered Judge Coleman to me. We are not going to allow Judge Coleman to get off the land. Just because he's saying he's off of this case, that don't mean nothing to us. We won't be through with him until he's dog meat, is what it's all about. We're trying to get all of his cases overturned, is what we are saying. He have done so many of our poor blacks and whites so wrong for so long. He's been doing it for 18 years. Now it's time for us to pay him back. To get the record straight on these cases is what it's all about. Look like the rooster have came home to roost. We got people like Mary Coleman that we are working on. Mary Coleman is with R.L. Bolden. We don't want Mary Coleman. You can sleep with R.L. Bolden all you want to, and you can be dealing with R.L. Bolden. But don't bring it. Don't you are the vote. You have been voted the worst black legislator it is. You are not voting to make laws proper for all of the peoples. You are voting for the Republicans. You are voting for Fordyce. But you're supposed to be a Democrat, Mary Coleman. Mary Coleman, you have dogged our peoples out too long. You have voted with the Republicans too long. You have backed up R.L. Bolden too long and too much. Like I said, we are going to get rid of R.L. Bolden. Mike Parker, he won't be able to hide behind Mike Parker too long. R.L. Bolden won't be paid with our tax dollars. That's what we're saying. We have a right to ask for Mike Parker, to get rid of R.L. Bolden. Because of we don't want anybody that's in office that's been dealing with R.L. Bolden blood money. See, maybe the peoples that didn't know about R.L. Bolden blood money and accepted it earlier, okay, that's all right. I understand that. Because before Stone Phillips made his report, if R.L. Bolden had brought money to Enoch Sanders probably would have accepted it also. Said, hey, we are donating this money to the People's Shelter Incorporated. It's from Mike Parker's office, or it's from Greg Bryant. Hey, I would have accepted it, because I didn't know no better then. I didn't know who this was that was bringing money to us. But just because I accept money, that don't mean that I'm going to vote in a way that R.L. Bolden would have wanted me to vote. That's what it's all about. These Republicans is all right. You got Democrats, Republicans, independents. Hey, that's great, fine and well. But if you're going to be a Democrat, then don't vote with the Republicans all the time. I don't think that's too cool. If the people voted you in thinking that you was going to vote in a democratic manner, Mary Coleman, you were wrong. Then you're going to tell people that R.L. Bolden is your friend. You go around bragging about it. Then brag about R.L. Bolden is your friend, and you go down with R.L. Bolden also. That's what we are saying. I've had people that saying that I was, I've had some Caucasian females coming up to me saying that I was prejudiced. I wonder why they're saying I'm prejudiced. Do I look like I'm prejudiced when I'm talking against a nigga like Quincy up at the University Hospital? This security guard up there, he's black. He's a nigga. We say he is. When I talk about niggas like R.L. Bolden, do you say I'm prejudiced? He's a nigga. When I'm talking about niggas like Mary Coleman, a representative, would you say that I'm prejudiced? And now it's time for people to be voting, and they gonna vote for Mary Coleman, and she been sleeping in the grass with a snake like R.L. Bolden. They going together and all this kind of stuff, and all been dating. And R.L. Bolden been taking money from Greg Bryant and take the money and pay black people to vote in, black Democrats to vote in a Republican manner, or pay them not to do things to help the poor and the blacks out, poor blacks and whites out, to overlook them. What we're saying, we want snakes like R.L. Bolden off of the government payroll. We want peoples like Mary Coleman off of the government payroll. We want, in other words, if you vote for her, you voting for a snake. She got an election coming up soon and all. People's going around voting for her after she, you know that she was passing out bogus election papers. Right around here in this state here. Saying that people was Democrats that wasn't Democrats, that was Republicans. She been voting along with Fordyce going and coming. These kind of people everyone should know about. It's all right if this the kind of people that you want in office. But if you don't want these people in office, then you need to vote against them. You need to make sure that Mary Coleman is not in office. Because she has flat out told people that R.L. Bolden is her friend and she stands with him. Him and his blood money. He couldn't give me no money. Bad as our organization need money right now. I would like to say to the public also that the people that have been calling in to our office about Miss Betty Howard, that she's no longer with the People's Shelter Incorporated. Betty Howard is no longer with us, so you don't have to call there for her. You don't have to call about her. And any donations to the People's Shelter Incorporated goes through the Consumers National Bank. What we do is we get the donations and I signs the check and take it through the Consumers National Bank. I'm just letting everybody know to make sure, so in case any donations go anywhere else, they'll know that if it didn't go through the Consumers National Bank, then something is wrong. And if it don't have Enoch Sanders' name on it for the People's Shelter Incorporated, then something is wrong. Because lately we hadn't been getting any, we hadn't been receiving any donations. Donations been very slack. Our telephone have been off. Of course, now we are not going to lose the building we in. We have it straight. There's no problem with the building. There's no problem with, you know, we have the utilities properly, but we don't have our telephone is not on right now because we've been having problems out of paying the bills because the donations been coming in very slack lately because of we've been, you know, we haven't had Miss Howard. She haven't been working with the organization for the last month and a half or 2 months or what the case is, and we're looking for a replacement for her now is what the situation is all about. And we are, you know, we are not on here saying that we are, we're not on here asking for donations because it's against the rules to ask for donations. But, you know, we are in dying need of donations. That's the reason why our telephone hadn't been on. It won't be on till after the 1st of June. Is what the situation is. So, and you know, we do have a situation set up whereas the donations can come in through the Consumers National Bank. But as I was saying, we are in dying need of funds right now, and we are looking for someone to help run the shelter, to follow me around and to assist, to be my assistant, to handle the females over in the female shelter, and perhaps to live in the female shelter, you know, to live in the office in the back part, to supervise the girls over there. Of course, we can find someone to supervise them and to live in back areas, but we need to have this position filled is what the situation is all about. So we, you know, I was just letting you all know that we definitely need that position filled. So no one need to call in anymore to ask, where is Miss Howard? What is she doing? Or where is she? Because we are, you know, we no longer know where she is, what she doing, or whatever the situation is with her, because she's not working with the People's Shelter Incorporated anymore. She's not with our agency, is what the situation is. So we want to make that plain and clear. So wherever she is, you know, you all go find her there and deal with her there. If you wish to deal with Miss Betty Howard, is what the situation is. But we want to have it plain and clear. She's no longer speaking for the People's Shelter Incorporated. She's no longer working with the People's Shelter Incorporated. You know, we're looking for a replacement for her now, and any second, any time, we will be announcing someone else that'll be in her place, is what the situation is all about. Okay, now let's go on to talking about some other people's, is what our situation is all about. We've been having so many different things that's been happening and jumping. We've heard something about, we heard a speech that had on it about John Dan Mulder. You know who he is. He's the judge that changed from Democrat to a Republican, and of course we hope that he don't be judging over anyone anymore. We want to speak about John W. Moore, police officer, Officer John W. Moore. We don't think that he's a proper police officer. We don't think so at all whatsoever. We think that you know, that he shouldn't be in the black community because he have demonstrated prejudice ways to me already. And so we are asking Robert Johnson in public right now to investigate that situation with John W. Moore and see about getting him off the force, because we think that he's prejudicing our black community is what things is all about. We have so many more things that we would like to mention. Of course, time won't allow us to say all of the things that we would like to say right now is what things is all about. Of course, sometime soon, maybe we'll have King Ditto out of here, or whatever the case is. I don't care whether we have him in or out, or whatever the case might be. But, you know, other people's saying that, from what I can see, they don't like him, so I think that he should be out. The firemen, they know that they have been dealt a dirty blow by not having an independent investigation. In other words, going to have somebody from within the system to investigate it, and these people is going to only say what King Ditto want them to say. That's what we are saying, you know. That's why they was asking for an independent investigation, not an investigation by someone from within the organization, so King Ditto can tell them, say, hey, you better say this and you better say that, or either you will be fired like I fired the other black police chiefs. If I fire these other black police chiefs, you know what I'll do to you if you say something wrong, if you say it's something wrong with the fire department more than what I tell you to say. Sounds like we got a strict dictatorship thing here, is what it's all about. You know, this is wrong, I would say. Definitely far out wrong. I don't see why we can't have an independent investigation going on. The system is set up wrong, and it's time for something to be done about that. Time for us to get peoples out like King Ditto if he don't want to listen to the voice of the people. These are black and white peoples we are talking about. We are not talking about just blacks. We're not talking about just whites. We are talking about both colors, black and white. It is time for all of our peoples, all of God peoples, all of the Lord peoples, God-fearing people, to work in together to make this system work that we have. We can make this system work. I have a white man right now that is working with me, teaching me the law, and we are going to have this flag, which is upside down up here right now. We are going to be able to turn this flag back up straight and have it righteous, because we're going to see to it that the people, sometime soon, it might be a few months off from now, we will be teaching the law to everybody.